This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up. And today I want to talk about wide receiver Ryan Flournoy. I know a lot of people were excited about this prospect, and self included, but I owe Cowboys Nation a huge apology because I forgot that my college teammate actually coached Ryan at Southeast Missouri State. So he gave me a call the other night. He's like, "Yo, Tuck, how's my boy doing?" I was like, "Who the hell is your boy?" And he was like, "Ryan." I was like, "Damn it, coach, I forgot you did coach him." But when we had a good conversation about Ryan, and what he mentioned is Ryan is a kid that never really got the looks that a lot of these players got. So, he played for Central Missouri. Now, that is our rival in college Division II because I went to Emporia State, so we didn't speak too highly of Central Missouri, right? But he played for Central Missouri, had an ACL injury, had the COVID year, and then he transferred to a JUCO, I believe, in Iowa. And then after that, he didn't get any Division I offers out of JUCO, even though he helped lead his JUCO to a national championship appearance. There was no offers on the table for him. But when I spoke to coach, he said, "Listen, man, when I watched this kid's film, he just jumped off the screen athleticism wise." So that's why Southeast Missouri gave him the offer. And, that's kind of explains some of the things that you saw. So if you go back to some of his draft content, if you watch the Kansas State game where he played versus Kansas State last year, even though Southeast Missouri got blown out and they got dogs walked, Ryan stood out. So he is a guy that has extreme upside ability, had a good Senior Bowl, had a great combine. For those of you who love RAS scores, his RAS scores were off the charts. So I definitely understand why the Dallas Cowboys took a flight on him in the 6th round. So let's go ahead and get into the film. So the very first thing you'll kind of know is that he has a big size. So I know a lot of people want to compare him to like Dez Bryant is. He's not as tall as Dez, but he kind of has stout. So he's almost like 217, 220-ish, right? So he has that size and that a lot of people like, especially for a boundary X wide receiver. Though he played in the boundary, he played a little bit in the slot, like 17%, but he is primarily an outside guy. But when you watch Ryan play, the thing that you notice is his size and his ability and his athleticism. Now, when he comes off the line of scrimmage, right, you always want to watch the feet for the wide receiver. Is there any wasted movement? So watch his first foot. Is there any wasted movement? Now, ideally, you would like to see that first step going forward, but that's an area of improvement, right? But ultimately, he's able to get off the line of scrimmage, drive, and when he drives on this little hitch route, he's able to sink his hips, bam, put his foot in the dirt, turn back around and secure the catch, right? So overall, a good catch, good route from Ryan there. And I think initially that is what you're going to see from him is a lot of underneath stuff, kind of Michael Gallup-esque type plays and play calls when it comes to Ryan. On this next play right here, they're going to go ahead and motion over into bunch. This is a simple little out route. So like I said, a lot of underneath stuff is where he'll probably be utilized. Now, me personally, if we're just being honest, I feel Jalen Brooks-ish from last season. I wouldn't expect to see a lot of him on Sundays on game day, just based on how our wide receiver core is currently stacked, right? But he might be a guy that gets a play in every now and then, but nothing too crazy. Possibly special teams is going to be his door, but I think he's going to be a stash play for the Dallas Cowboys because he has that upside ability. Like I said, he kind of watch this simple out route, put his hips in the dirt, secure the catch, get upfield. And that's the one thing I do like about Ryan, right? Because you'll hear it with some other wide receivers. My guy Quentin Johnston's kind of notorious for this. They'll say a body catcher, right? But there's been great body catchers throughout the course of the NFL. Randy Moss is almost a body catcher, right? But he's extending from the ball, catching away from his body, and securing the catch and getting upfield. Now, at his tenure at Southeast Missouri State, he had over 800 yards, I believe, and 7 touchdowns, and he had 434 yards of yak. So he can get upfield and definitely do a lot of different things. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Dallas Cowboys will ultimately utilize him once he gets on the roster officially, if he makes it, right? But on this play right here, just another kind of catch and hitch, and kind of shows the underneath ability when it comes to Ryan. Good drive off the line of scrimmage. Is there any wasted movement? I'll let you guys tell me. You want to be pressing forward towards the corner. Let's watch his feet. Little lateral, right? Little lateral. They're able to play through the contact. Get the hitch. Once again, extend his hands and go up and make a play through the contact, right? So that's what you want. You want guys that can play through contact and also catch through contact as well, especially at the NFL level. All right, this next play right here, this was the money play. So we actually got in the end zone, the first, touchdown pass for Trey Lance, for all you Trey Lance fans out there, right? So they come out in the goal lines one-on-one with this corner. And this was kind of a throw that Trey Lance sailed the previous game versus the Rams. So it was good to kind of see him nail it, right? And Mike McCarthy go back to it and trust Trey Lance, like, okay, let's see if he can do it again. But just focusing on Ryan, you'll see him lined up below. And you'll see that this corner, is kind of right now split, right? So his front foot is splitting the corner, right? But this corner ultimately is going to swing the gate open and try to play outside leverage, meaning that he is going to give Ryan the inside, right? Because he feels like he can jump on it. So you'll watch it here in slow-mo. Bam. Watch this corner swing his hips. Okay, the gate is now open. But Ryan does a great job of selling this inside slant. And watch this corner get all twisted up. Damn near slips over to the back pylon fade. Touchdown, both feet in, right? Very textbook. So great job of setting up and selling the inside, right? Because if you didn't sell the inside, he is covered on the outside. Like, so he's covering that outside already right here, right? So he's wanting him to go inside. You can kind of tell how his stance is. So he's wanting to push Ryan this way and not give up this way. But since Ryan's able to sell it with that plant right there, with this right there, this right here, bang, I'm going inside. Okay, here's my slant. Here's my quick slant that Trey Lance is going to throw this. I'm going to jump this play and make an interception. But Ryan says, nope, not so fast. Bam, fade, touchdown. Good play, good rep by Ryan. On this play right here, you see another in route from Ryan. Like I said, a lot of underneath stuff. But like I said, the athleticism is there. The ability is there. I like his hips, being able to play through contact right there. So that corner has his hands all over him, but doesn't jam him up. Boom. His hands are extended underneath. Goes and makes a catch. Boom. Like that from Ryan. Now, here's the areas of focus. Now, I'll say this. If you go back to his college film, he didn't have a lot of drops and a lot of fumbles. So it's probably a few things, right? You got to understand these are kids. This is their big opportunity. The lights are on. First NFL game, nerves and emotions and everything are high, right? But these are some of the things you just can't have, right? These are the types of things that'll get you knocked down the depth chart, right? So, overall, it was a good out route when it comes to Ryan. And even though Trey Lance kind of leads him up the field a little bit, right, with his passing meter. So he turns around, makes the play, recognizes the two defenders are coming downhill to make the tackle. Okay, so you try to split the defenders, but then you leave the money on the ground. Leave the money on the ground. Now, granted, they didn't recover it, right? But those are some things you just can't have, especially when you're trying to make an NFL roster as a late draft pick. Can't be leaving money on the floor. Can't leave money on the floor because guys like Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, through more season, they're going to reel that in, right? So like I said, I'm not too alarmed by it. It's not really in his DNA. Like I said, the ball just popped out. Emotions, very first game, preseason game. You're just trying to make something happen and the ball slips out, but you can't let that continuously happen because NFL teams will not have that. Also, this is something you can't have, right? Like I said, he only had like one drop last year in college football. But simple plays like these, right? This can add up throughout the course of the game. So you're going to run this little inside route right here. And I really feel like what happened, right? He peaked. He peaked on this safety. This safety right here. He kind of peaked and was like, all right, bro, it's trouble in paradise. But you got to catch that regardless. And so maybe he was thinking about turning up field and, getting up here and getting into the end zone. Like I said, excitements were probably flowing. But once again, money on the floor, and you cannot have that. Now, it was a big opportunity, a big hit that was laid down on him, but still focus. You can't have those concentration drops because you're thinking about what's next or what your next move is. The very first thing, if you have to do anything as a wide receiver, you secure the catch, right? If you secure the catch and you don't get a touchdown, that's perfectly fine. But your number one job as a wide receiver is to make this catch. You got to help your quarterback out, right? So Trey Lance was like, come on, bro, you got to help me out. But that was a drop by Ryan. Now, this play was counted as a drop, and a lot of people were like, yo, he drops the ball too much, Tuck, and they kind of sent me this play. Well, if you look at it in normal speed, yeah, it's like, okay, Ryan needs to catch it. And I know the rule, at any level of football is if it touched your hands, you have to catch it, right? So if you look at it in normal speed, damn, Ryan, you need to catch that play, right? You need to catch that pass. But, bam. All right, but when you really slow it down, what really happened, granted, it touched his hands, but this cornerback really just made a play on the ball right there, so it's just one of those things, right? Focus, maybe you have stronger hands, reel that in, but this defender made a hell of a play and knocked it out. I'm not going to put this on him because it was a hell of a play by the corner, but once again, you have to secure those catches. But overall, I'm kind of excited about this prospect, and I kind of want to see how things work out with him because I feel like there's some upside potential. But like I said, you have Tolbert, you have Brooks, you have Turpin. Like, you have a lot of guys that's already kind of waiting in the wings to be wide receiver 3-esque. What is the Cowboys' true plans when it comes to Ryan Flournoy? And kind of see how things shake out. But ultimately, just off of athleticism alone, I think the Cowboys are going to want to keep him on the roster, man. So it's your boy J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151. Turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out. Appreciate all the support, everyone who's loving the film breakdowns. We got more coming on the way, so you definitely want to tune in. And before we dip, one word from our great sponsors in BetUS. Appreciate the support. Definitely check them out because it's time to go get the money. Peace.
Michael Vick here at BetUS.com. Get it all. Huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sports book and casino.